Yeah. Come by, I'll get you a Bible.
Oh, well.
I'll get you 2 languages. I got you covered.
Three
Spanish.
2 languages. Yeah, but he only knows 1.
I know. It's broken. As bad as mine. If you need, I get Chinese or something for you.
There you go.
Oh, it did.
That's right. I call this regular session of the Lovington City Commission to order. Shannon, roll call, please.
Mayor Roberts,
Here.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Here.
Commissioner Gandy,
Here.
Commissioner Bolt,
Here.
and the minutes will show that Commissioner White was not present.
Okay, if you'll join me in our invocation. Father God, we just thank you for this beautiful day you've given us. Father, we take this time as we finally are progressing from the heat of summer to a cooler time of year. Father, we mow our grass.
Amen.
Spend our time in our yards. We get to maybe rest just a little bit and take a deep breath before we enter into winter. Father, we pray that you will be with our community. Pray that you will continue to bless this community. Father, we pray that you will be in with your presence here and help guide and direct us in our many thoughts as we talk about the needs, the wants, and the opportunities for our community. Pray that you will help us make all of the right decisions and give us the wisdom that you impart to us all. Father, we'll take just a moment to bring the family and Brother Chad from Hillcrest Baptist Church. Pray that you will have healing upon his body. Pray that you will lift him up and lift his family up during this time. Father, be with all of the sick and the wounded, and of course be with our first responders in all of their duties. Through Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Join us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May be seated. Man, I don't know who we have here, but y'all were nice and loud. All right, brings us to our agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with one removal. The discussion of the P&A at Lee County State Banks to use LEDA funds to construct blah, 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 blah
Okay.
for the sidewalks. We'd like to remove that this evening, or actually table it. When we table it to their boss,
Next meeting.
next meeting.
Okay, have a motion and a second for the removal of this non-action item. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolt,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy.
Yes. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for consideration of the minutes of September 22nd, 2025.
Second.
Okay, motion second for the adoption of the minutes. Any corrections? Any discussion? Hearing none. Shannon?
Excuse me, Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Bolt.
Yes.
All right. Brings us to our Commissioner Staff Report. Ms. Shannon, do you have anything for us this evening?
Yes, I just wanted to remind everyone that early voting is going on right now, and it will continue through Saturday, November 1st, 6 o'clock on Saturday. And absentee voting by mail has also started. So, that's all I have tonight.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Veronica?
I have good stuff again today.
Awesome.
So we have filled a lot of our open positions. We have with us tonight, if you would stand up, folks. I've got Antonio Jara is our new animal control officer.
Okay.
I've got Santino Rojo. He's one of our new code enforcement officers. They started today, along with Scarlett Phipps, who's also code enforcement. We've got, between the two of them, we've got over 12 years of law enforcement experience through corrections officers and jail PD. So we've got a lot of experience walking in the door. They've done already 30 warnings today. So,
All right.
and I want to thank Justina Lopez, who's our code animal control officer supervisor. She's actually our FTO for them for the next month. So she's taking time out of animal services along with teaching them streets and how to do our code enforcement part of that too. So she's been very helpful in getting that done. So thanks to Joe and his team that are backing all of them up to do that too. So I want to welcome them to our city of Lovington. And while I've got everybody here, I actually just had the pleasure of meeting the Coffins as I walked in today. They just are new to the city of Lovington, so I wanted to welcome them to their first commissioner meeting.
All
So.
right. All right, welcome.
And
Is
that's
that all?
it for me.
All right, well, thank you, Brian. Chief?
Yes, sir. Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager. As Monica said, 2 code enforcement officers was hired, and we'll get them, I'll help as long as the police officer, get them up to speed as quick as possible. We have 2 uncertified officers still moving through the process. We have 2 certified that we're trying to talk into come over. Options, we had domestic violence awareness event there in Hobbs. Lovington Police Department had a tent at that location. October 11th was the Special Olympics Family Fun Day that was held down in Eunice at Marshall Park. Lovington also had a tent or a booth there. We had great attendance. And the homecoming parade will be October the 16th at 1800 hours. The parade will start at the football field parking lot and will stop at Main and Deep. And month of October is Breast Awareness Month, and for that I'll stand for any questions.
Yeah, question. Commissioner Bo?
Chief, the other night at Meet the Candidates, a question was brought up that I want to ask. It was put out that we only have 2 police officers per shift.
Yeah, at night we have 3, and during the daytime hours, when we have admin, there is 2. But we also have 2 detectives, admin lieutenant, patrol lieutenant, myself, and the deputy chief that assist with calls during the daytime hours.
Okay, so at nighttime we have 3?
Yes.
Okay.
And we talked about maybe calling the sheriff department. If we get too busy, maybe we can get the sheriff department to have a deputy hang out and help us with calls, make sure everybody goes home safe.
I would highly recommend that, because when I was put out there the other night, I was kind of taken by surprise hearing that, and I wanted to make sure that if that was the case, we're doing something about it.
Yeah, it's a hard time going through this, people that are applying, but we want valid, solid candidates. We just recently had the halfway point at the academy, and we have a luncheon, and we talked about lowering the standards for police officers to where they're able to come on as police officers, and we all said, no, we don't want to do that, because it's not safe.
No, our citizens deserve better.
Yeah, so we don't want to lower standards to make sure that other people are becoming police officers, and we want to make sure, because like the first day of the academy, I think our Clovis sent 10, the first day of the academy, 8 of them walked off. So,
So I would say that what you said, as far as if we have to get a hold of the sheriffs, have them help us out, that would most certainly be behind that 100%.
They hired half our employees anyway, so they might as well come back to Lovington to work.
yeah, they know our paperwork, everything.
Yeah, and you ought to get more than one. Just to be honest. Just because a domestic call or something happened with it, you still need at least 2 or more there, so, they could have some close.
Yes, sir.
I think so. Oh, so I have a complaint since we're on the point of the riding his back right now. So I know that we just repaved, appropriate time to be in the right place to see the most hideous traffic with the largest loads going right down Main Street. And so I don't know if our signage isn't being read. I don't know if it's placement. I know we're still fighting the New Mexico Intelligence Bureau of Traffic, whatever their problem is in life, and who can't seem to get that right. I know they got it right for Artesia, so I don't know why they can't get it right for us. So I was just gonna wanna encourage you to try to,
I know we've spent emails and we've talked to them about permitting the wide load signs on the perimeter of Lovington, but that's becoming a challenge, but we're staying on them.
right.
And, yeah, it seems like the semi trucks, just normal semi trucks. It's like, didn't you see the sign? He goes, no, I'm following my GPS. So,
Yeah, that's a big issue, but I know that Google or somebody can do something, because the loop in Andrews, that's, I mean, if you transport pretty much everything sends you around that loop automatically.
right.
So, I mean, especially if, if I type in Google, I don't even know if it'll let me go through that without going around the loop, even if I'm in a car, so.
I know the MDOT actually does it, because I noticed as the Main Street project moved north, those roads that were blocked off, they moved north with the construction.
Right.
So somebody in that organization can facilitate that map.
But I was just gonna complain, got 5 more meetings, and pissing and moaning, so throw it out there while I could. So,
Talking too much now.
yeah, I'm trying to get like that guy in District 1 that rattles too much at them talking trees. So, that's all I have.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Yes,
On,
sir.
on a good note, Joe, Chief, I appreciate the other night, you guys apprehending that guy that broke into my place. I was there, I just happened to go to Midland early that morning, so when I showed up to open up, I found some stuff moved around, so I backed out, and, that's when I contacted 911, because I saw the individual in there. He was sitting on the couch. I guess he got tired because he had broke in. He had to take a break, and his mission didn't come first at that point.
It's hard
Just
to
the break
steal
did, you
quarters.
know?
It's hard to steal quarters.
Yeah, that's a lot. He was still digging for me, and no, but the guys were there in less than 5 minutes, so I appreciate that. And when I told them what was going on, and they didn't take my advice. I just kind of like told them where the guy was at, and but also the sheriff department did show up, and then but we had 3 PD there plus the sheriff department, so they apprehended him and so forth. So it was a good. It turned out, and it was less than 30 minutes, and the show was over. So it was pretty good.
Appreciate it.
But I appreciate your team.
Yes, sir.
That's all.
You've been shorthanded. Good job.
And what is our current staffing situation?
I think there's 13 patrol officers,
Out of how many positions?
23.
Okay.
Well, we have 4 sergeants and patrol lieutenant, deputy chief, myself, and 2 detectives. So, but we have 1 that's uncertified, one's in the academy. The 2 girls that were, they just had their babies, they just come back to the streets, so they're getting their feet under them. Officer Soto, he tore his pec, so he's out. So he'll be coming back, he'll come to light duty, but it won't help us on the street, so. We're gonna weather the storm and we'll get through it. We'll find some good candidates.
We'll put Veronica on.
I'll get on it.
Specifically. There you
I'll get on it.
We talked to her son to move over here.
go. There you go.
No, because HR runs, yeah, HR. I can't get it.
Oh, okay.
Conflict of interest.
Any further questions? All right, thanks, Chief,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Fire Chief.
All right, Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, so all of the painting has been completed in the building at the fire department. All we're pretty much waiting for is the bunker gear lockers, once they come in to be installed. The floor and everything in Truck Hall has been completed, so that was process, but we got through it. We have, had two people that have resigned. One was a new hire, he's only here less than a month. And then the other was a lieutenant, so he's been here since he was 17, we hired him. We had to wait, he started the day after he turned 18.
18.
So, yes, sir. But, he's going to Odessa Fire, so. We're kinda, now puts us a little in the boat with Chief Clark. We've got one that had a seizure on duty, so he's now on light duty for at least 6 months until he's cleared through a neurologist. And then we have the one that deployed to Iraq for the year, so we're kinda short-staffed, but not real, it's not critical, but we're a little short-staffed, and we have, put out the advertising already for the new positions that are gonna be opened up. So our numbers for September, our total EMS was 200, interfacility transfers 45, cancel refusal DOA 44, airport 13, 11 Tatum calls, and 15 fire calls. So totals for the third quarter, EMS was 727, interfacility transfers 144, cancel refusal DOA 163, airport transports 49, Tatum calls 37, and 52 fire calls. And this month is Fire Safety Month, so our guys have been going to the schools and are still gonna be going to the schools doing presentations, especially the elementary schools. We were at Leno today, so if you see any emergency vehicles at the schools, that's what it's for. 'Cause we have, of course, you always have the looky, what's going on, is everything okay? So that's what it's for. Other than that, I will stand for your question.
Okay, question?
So what are the burning rules for in the city?
So in city limits,
Do I need a permit, or can I just light that bad boy
in
up?
city, we do not give permits.
Okay.
In the city limits, you are not supposed to burn. The only time you can burn that we cannot do anything about is if you are cooking, if you're using it as cooking, or if you're using it as warmth, we cannot stop you. But if you're just in your backyard
It wasn't warm
burning,
today, and I'm pretty sure
if
they
you're
weren't.
just
cooking.
in the backyard burning limbs because you're trying to dispose of them, that is illegal. And we don't, if we go on the same person, like we've got a few that Chief knows about, that we always run on, then at that point we will cite, but we don't cite people. We just more go to educate them, hey, if you're gonna do it right. In the county, you can do a burn permit for the county. You have to come to the department, fill out the paperwork. We go look at what you're burning, because a lot of people will say, oh, well, I'm burning limbs, and then we get out there and they're burning trash.
Or tires.
According to EPA, you can't burn trash. We can't give a burn permit for trash. We can give a burn permit for natural material,
Okay.
wood, limbs, that kind of stuff.
Well, the only reason I ask is because somebody called today.
Yes.
They were.
Happy to have
I thought it was on
the trailer park, 17,
17th, yeah. They were-
which is
they
the
were-
county, but can you explain about the fire district versus county
So,
versus city?
our fire district goes from, McDonald Road all the way south past Stiles, and then from county line, well, not quite county line, cause Mount Jamar comes and meets us about in the middle, and all the way to state line. So we've got over 1,000 square miles of fire district in our fire. That includes all the county, and, city's just a little bitty portion of our fire district.
So anybody in that district? needs
Anybody
a
in that
burn
district
permit.
has to get a burn permit through the Lovington Fire Department. If they're in the Tatum Fire District, they have to get with Tatum, and then all the other surrounding
So
departments.
there's not really a buffer zone, so in the areas that, okay.
And if you aren't able to finish within that 2 weeks, if they call, we'll extend them for them.
Okay.
Permits do cost $15, but as long as they're continuing the same one, we don't make them, oh, well, it's 2 weeks, come in and repay. I don't.
Well, I figure there's probably a skewed line because most of us, for easy figure anything inside 17th is the city limits, even though there are a few portions that are not city limits.
Yes, sir.
So it causes grief and misery, so, okay. I just figured we'd discuss it again,
Yes, sir.
so thank you.
Any further questions? Hearing none. Thanks, Fire Chief. Appreciate it. Commissioner Bolt.
Thank you, and thank you for everybody in the audience. Crowd, I shouldn't say audience. Everybody that has taken time out of their busy, hectic day work schedule to come here to City Commission. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much. I know we have some new people out there also. Thank you. I will say that I'm a big proponent for shopping local. So at all our commission meetings, I ask people to shop local, buy local, go to the movie local, bank local. What else did I miss? Construct local. There's a bunch of things that I put out there. But it's
Those
to
are the
help-
legal things you should do local.
Okay, yes. It's to help our businesses and our community.
We're already guilty of that.
So, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Because
Don't worry, when you come back next meeting, he'll tell you the same thing, because you won't remember.
Yeah, but, no, that's, we have to take care of our businesses, help them out, and, they're here for us, so, that's something that we need to do, so. I also wanted to put out there, I know going through our grant update booklet here, we have the New Mexico Clean and Beautiful Grant Program, going on. And I know last year, I got with Robert, we partnered over at the park for cleaning up youth groups and that. The grant provides a stipend for groups of 10+ youth groups that they come and they help clean up. And it can be at the parks, it could be, and see if there's other things that we can take and clean up and maybe get some youth groups on board. Last year we got the 4-H, Lovington. So that way there we can see about helping out some youth groups and they can help us out too. So I think that's a win-win.
Another good note, bumped into Mr. Bernardo right there on head, that runs the street department this morning at the burrito shop, and I just asked him a quick question about a sign that was damaged, and just to see if it was in the county or the city, and he said, no, it's the city, it's our responsibility. His staff, like, I always use the chain of command, but just happened to be at the burrito shop. I just asked about it. He got it done, so I just want to say I appreciate him and his staff for taking care of that sign right off Reed Road. I guess, yeah, Patrick, that's your sign too, right there on Reed and Gum. Yeah, that one that's damaged, so that way you don't go through it in case you're falling asleep.
I hope not.
I was helping you out too. No, just, but no, that's all I've got.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Beer. Commissioner Gain.
Since I'm on the warpath,
There you go.
Oh, shoot.
yeah. So, we constantly talk about cleaning up, picking up, code enforcement and different things like that. But I've noticed that as a community, the one thing that we really have not taken much pride in is, and I don't know if our code enforcement, due to the fact we're in a transition, but the front of if you drive through Lovington, you seem to see, and it doesn't matter what community you drive in, Lubbock, Hobbs, wherever, but it seems like there seems to be a lack of pride in their own property, as far as they'll mow the grass, but they won't cut the grass from that to the street, or the grass that grows up in the curbing, and then it fills up with dirt, and it's a bigger mound of stuff, and you can't tell where the curb is, and different things like that. So, I mean, maybe that should be a focus point of just a reminder in our code enforcement that, hey, this is still your property, it still needs to be maintained by you, and encourage people to take a little pride in their property. Granted, I'm probably the one who get the first citation for not doing it, but, you know, I do notice that it seems like it's more prevalent in Lovington than some other towns I've been in, so I just don't know why that is, or, you know, I'm assuming they assume that that's the city's problem, and, you know, maybe we need to re-educate people through citations, because verbal warnings don't seem to be getting it done, but just thought I'd complain about that this evening. So other than that, I don't have anything.
All right, thank you. Mr. Michael.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Finance, we're currently still working on bank recs. We're currently working in September, so we're trying to stay current with that. Thanks to all the finance staff. They've been a tremendous help keeping us up to date. We've had some changes in the utility billing in the water department, so if y'all haven't noticed, it's been a little hectic this past month, but we got a couple of new hires. We had Mr. Robert Perez, he lent me a couple guys, and they came in and cross-trained with us, so you'll see them around for probably another couple of weeks, but overall, it's getting better, so.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Any questions, Commissioners? Mr. Gold?
I just have one, Michael, and you don't have to get back with me today on it. I just wanted to find out, as far as with the Lee County Electric Youth Fund, what we have as far as a balance in there. So if you find that out, just let me know, please.
Okay, Columbia.
Other than that,
Okay, any other questions? Well, sir, I'd like to say we appreciate you filling in for Ed today, and obviously y'all are working as a great team, so we appreciate y'all's diligence in getting us up to date. City Manager?
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Wallace of the Youth Center is moving on, and we wish him the best for all he has done for successfully helping to implement our after-school and summer programs. We have named Ms. Amada Pacheco as the interim director. Ms. Pacheco has been with the Youth Center since we reopened, and there should be a seamless transition. As Mr. Betancourt mentioned, we have filled the 3 open positions in our utilities billing department with 3 very qualified and experienced people. They're currently undergoing training, and there has been no interruption of service to the community. Going back to code enforcement, some thoughts. In hindsight, I believe that in addition to other issues, we kind of forgot about the basics this year with code enforcement. While they do assist in areas such as permitting and inspections, it is my intent that we get back to basics and focus on the quality of life issues that affect our citizens directly. The same holds true for our police department and animal services department. Special projects are nice, but at the end of the day, we need to focus on basic quality of life issues such as loud mufflers, racing, stray animals, and trashy properties. To that, on social media, giving people my direct extension to report code enforcement issues. I would ask the public's patience as we work to train our new officers, but I can assure you that basic quality of life issues such as weeds, junked autos, burned out trailers, and trash will be receiving top priority, with the most egregious properties being addressed first. Accountability starts with me, thus I will have direct involvement with this department. And if we feel like...
Questions, Commissioners? Mr. Gold?
I wasn't gonna ask about the code enforcement, but I was gonna ask as far as any projects for youth fiscal year 2026, if we have anything that we're gonna
We still
work
have,
towards doing.
we have the $500,000 capital outlay grant that was to go towards a splash pad and/or improvements at the youth center, so we have to decide how to apply that. We haven't received the funding yet from the state, but they've been a little late. We're gonna look at possibly, if we can find the money, putting a splash pad in maybe Avenue D Park or somewhere else, if not the youth center, so, and improvements to our little parks as well as Chaparral.
Okay, that's good, thank you.
Just a quick comment, for whatever reason, you're driving the grandkid. I have to say, thank God for the rain, because the parks have not looked that great in a long time. Now, they still may be sticker infested and a bunch of other things, but as far as a visual drive-through,
It looks like a golf course.
it looked phenomenal, so congratulations to those guys, they've done a good job.
That's Robert and his crew.
They've done a good job, so it looked like something you could enjoy. So
And
it
we'll
didn't
be
look
better
like
next year, especially with the new structures out there.
Yes, I forgot about those two, yeah, those look very nice.
Keep praying for rain.
Well, not so much, just a little.
Just a little.
Just to keep it green. I don't want to mow that much.
I'm with you. All right, thank you, City Manager.
Yes, sir.
Counselor?
Mayor and Commissioners, don't have anything new to discuss at the meeting. Based on the change to the agenda, probably not any comments on what's on the agenda tonight, but I'm happy to stand for any questions.
Okay, questions? Everybody shaking their heads, so
All right, thank
we
you.
will proceed. Thank you, sir. This brings us to our non-action item. Oh, excuse me, jumped right over a biggie. I'm so sorry. Brings us to our public comment time. Sorry about that. If you have something you'd like to address the commission, please come to the podium, announce your name, and under 3 minutes or so, tell us what you'd like us to hear.
Okay, we'll move on.
Yeah. He didn't find that funny,
I
did he?
tried.
Mayor, Commissioners, name's Tim Boydston. What I have, and I hate to beat the dead horse down, but, there's becoming a big problem in the community, the residential community, as far as we don't live in England. And parking on the wrong side of the road with the headlights on at night presents a big, deathly problem. And also in the daytime, when the car pulls up at a house, especially in my neighborhood, and the kids jump out on the street side, somebody's going to get killed. And I've addressed that, I know I've addressed this several times, and it's becoming worse and worse, I see, in this city. And apparently, it looks like nobody is doing anything about it, because the people are doing the same thing. I would really like to see tickets being done and something done about it. Because there's people parking on the wrong side of the road all weekend long. Now, I will say, I have noticed the pickup truck that was across the street from the high school with the flat tires and the smashed windshield is gone. Whoever did that, I don't know if it's law enforcement or anything else, great, because that was there for about 3 years. But outside of that, and when that happened, we all know what's going to happen. All heck's going to break loose. The other thing is, the semi-trucks. I know it was addressed and everything else, but I still see them coming from D Street all the way down 2nd Street and just heading on out, going south. There's still the same pickup truck, semis that are parked behind houses, beside houses. And they're pulling up into the high school apartments. And nothing's being, and stuff like that. They're tearing up our roads. We need to get them out of this town. Literally, it don't cost everybody, and these streets are going to look like, they're going to look like the town's starting to look like. I love this town. I moved here over 20 years ago. Yeah, I could have lived in Hobbs, but nobody would talk in Hobbs. Everybody talks over here. And so, but outside of it, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. It's your time.
Evelyn Hogan, Lovington EDC. I wanted to give you an update on the Albertsons. I did visit with the gentleman on Friday afternoon. We've got hiring dates, and we do have an official grand opening day.
Oh, wow.
So
This
we're-
year?
I'm ready.
So be pumped.
Yeah.
You're ready.
We need to buy him one of those.
I
aprons
actually
or
spoke
what?
to him about that. I told him about Patrick working.
I agreed, one weekend I would wear something from LPD, one weekend from the fire department.
Oh, awesome. All right.
So we will be hosting them at the Troy Harris Center. By then, the facility should be complete. We are currently doing renovations now. Diana and I are in the painting process by then, but mass hiring will be on January 29th, 30, and 31st. They will be hiring 150 employees that day, so it'll be a 3-day span. And grand opening day will be March the 6th. So that, I just wanted to give you an update. On the mass hiring, they will all be walk-ins. They will actually have laptops there. You can sign in or fill out your application. Once it takes a few minutes for them to kind of screen. I'm assuming they've got some type of a program. If you make it through it, they will have an area with curtains where they will begin the process of training. They will they have to take a few videos, training videos, and then they'll move on to the next phase. But that is all gonna be happening within those 3 days, and then final trainings will be in February, and for a beginning start date of March the 6th. So just wanted to give you the update on that.
Do you know what day of the week March the 6th falls on?
Monday,
Okay, starting on Monday.
I check this, I could be. Friday,
Oh, Friday,
Friday,
with the weekend crowd.
yes.
All right, hey, right off the bat, you're ready to go.
March 7th, I'll be there.
That's right, all right.
Yes, so we'll be working on that. We will put out all the information to the community when it's the mass hiring. I mean, we do have the capability of that building, does have the capability of hosting that much people, so we'll be ready for it, so just wanted to let you know.
Evelyn, I had one question. This pertains to accounting. So, with all the changes that have happened in our accounting balance they have for EDC.
Are you talking about like the LEDA?
Leda, exactly, yes.
I have a balance that I have. I've been keeping a spreadsheet when Annette was still here. We've kind of had and I actually check the RP 500s every 17th to check the balance, and then I deduct what should be coming out. I have a balance. I haven't received a balance since she left.
Okay.
Miranda has actually given me a balance, but it's been a little bit, but I don't have
Yeah,
that.
if anything, the only reason why I ask is, since we're taking on this project, with Dunlap back there, I'd like to see something to make sure that you guys feel, and I know they're getting their team, and they're doing a fine job, but I'd like to, if that's where we need to focus on, we need to focus there as well, because
Absolutely.
I
We
don't like
wouldn't
to
have been able-
see projects and say yes to projects when there's
Absolutely.
not a clear number.
Yeah,
And,
well-
and I think you guys are doing a tremendous job. I think the county department's doing a tremendous job. But I think since we've had all the hiccups, I just want to make sure you're both on the same page.
Absolutely. We'll reach out just to kind of make sure our numbers align.
Okay.
We would have, if we didn't have an idea of how much money we have in there, but in that LEDA fund, there's over $2 million, so we felt comfortable enough with $150,000.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for me?
Thank you. All right, anyone else? Don't be shy. You'll get a pretty quick count of 3 and we'll be moving on.
Free time, but here it won't listen to me. Move
All
on.
right, moving on, all right.
Public hearing.
Well, not quite. We're gonna have the first
Well,
non-action.
Oh.
Brings us to our first non-action item, discussion of Great Western Dining Meal Program. Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, sir. Commissioners and staff, my name's Fayette Ferguson, and I work at the Lovington Senior Citizen Center. I'm the director there. We have been using catering since August the 13th. So it hasn't even been a full 3 months yet. And I think I said on the last one, I wanted a 6-month trial period, right? Was it 6 or 3?
6.
Yeah, we have the ability to cancel.
Yeah, but we can cancel at any time. But I'd like to have that full period so that I can judge how things are going. But so far, since we started serving on August the 13th, we served 478 meals on that month. Last year, we served 279 meals to congregate, and it's an increase of 199 over the previous year. In September, the full month of meals, we served 631 congregate meals, and last year we served 426 meals, an increase of 205 meals over last year. So the doing the 5 days a week is really, the seniors are really liking that part of the program. Our average attendance on Tuesdays and Thursdays has been 20 to 30 on each of those days. depending on the meal, depending on other things that they have going on, okay? I've included the results of the surveys that we collected so far. Did you give them a copy of the surveys?
I don't have it, yes.
Okay. And what the responses were, okay? Our home delivered meals have increased. We've had, the new delivery trucks with our name and phone number on them. We're up over last year, from July to September of last year, we did 5,278. For this year, we have done 7,541, an increase of 2,263 meals since we've had the trucks. And that's with the name and everything on the trucks and the phone number, that has helped drive our people knowing that we're out there and that we're there to serve our seniors for home delivered meals when they're in need.
So Faye, 2 questions. If you can summarize the results from the survey for the commissioners who have it and the public that doesn't, overall, your impressions, number 1. Number 2, to answer Commissioner Polk's question from the last meeting, do you feel like we're gonna need a budget adjustment in terms of the cost of using Great Western and being 5 days a week in this fiscal year?
I spoke with Ed, and him and I went over it, and what we discussed is the senior budget did not properly reflect the anticipated revenues and expenditures. The proposed changes provide a more realistic budget, one that will be able to comply with the city committed, that I will be able to comply with, sorry. The city committed $500,000 to support the program when I applied for funding. I am hoping to need less than $500,000.
And how much do we get reimbursed for?
We get reimbursed for $217,000 and some change.
And what would you say the overall results of the survey are?
The overall results of the survey, on the overall satisfaction, how satisfied are you with the meals? There were 17 satisfied, or very satisfied, 23 satisfied, 13 neutral.
Just overall impressions, you don't have to go through each
Okay,
question.
overall, when you look at it, from the surveys that I got, they're satisfied, okay? There are some issues that they've brought up and that I've tried to address with Great Western Dining so that we can improve on those issues.
How are we doing on portion size?
Portion size has gotten better. We're still working with them, because when I find an issue, I try to get a hold of them, or I do get a hold of them and we talk it out and find out if we can do something different, or what we can do to remedy the problem, okay?
I noticed on that particular item, there are 0 too large. I mean, now, the
Yes.
good news is, 3/4 of them believe that it's just right, so at least
Yeah.
we're in the ballpark, and then
Yeah,
about 25% think they're a little small, so.
yeah.
So
You're-
no, sorry, I was speaking before I was listening. Sorry, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I've been there 3 times so far, and
Are you that old?
yes, I am. Yes, I am. And just to say that the first meal that we went there, first time we went there, it was right in the beginning. The meal was less than satisfactory. The last 2 meals that we went to, I thought were really good. So I think that possibly going in the right direction. I know we're gonna go there some more and try some more to see, because during the 6-month period, to me, if you don't try it, you can't complain about it. So you need to go there and you need to try it. And I would recommend anybody that can go, try it. Because if we're paying for it, we need to know what we're paying for. And the reason I ask also, like I said, as far as where we're at, if we need to have a budget adjustment, we need to look into that. So, but that's just my take on it.
Yes. No, Ed and I talked, and there is gonna be a budget adjustment. so it balances back out with that, what the city was supposed to put in. So,
Hey, I had one question on your
Yes.
chart here. Your numbers, do they reflect, because now you're serving 5 days, but prior to this, you were serving,
3 days.
3 days.
Mhm.
So your numbers have increased, but is that due to because you're serving 5 days? And is there an average against 3 and 5 is what I'm saying? Are we still averaging the same amount of people showing up? Or is it less, but it shows more because we're going 5 days a week?
It's averaging, the increase is a lot of increases coming from those extra 2 days. But we're still serving at least 30 to 35, sometimes 20, but it all averages back out. But we're still serving that 3 days a week.
And then retaining some of the people that you've lost, have you consulted with them or anything, trying to?
For like the grab and go?
You know, some of the people that just didn't like the change, have they come back, some of them, or anything like that? Or what are you trying to do to get them back, is what I'm saying?
We haven't really lost that many, but I mean, we can touch base with some if we know that that's the reason why they stopped coming or whatever. And we have to assess everybody every year, so we have to talk to them to do their assessments. So, and then we also have Eva that calls and talks to, you know, the ones that are on her list for contacting us, making sure they're okay and all that kind of stuff. And she's always asking about the meals and how things are going.
Sadly, the biggest portion of those people we lose are those who passed away.
Yeah, that's where we're losing, on our home delivered, we're losing several off from passing away, and then congregate as well. So, but that's part of our, that's part of how it works in my world. So, I mean, I'm not trying to be callous, it's just.
No, I'm just saying that the entire thing
I can
is
give you
based
some
off
numbers.
yeah,
I
it's
can
based
give you
off
some
numbers,
numbers on
and
that.
that's how the state sees it, we see it, it's based off numbers, and I just don't wanna have a decline and then we
Yeah.
start losing funding from the
I'll get you
from
some
the state.
numbers on the 3 day versus the 5 days. On the 3 days that we used to serve, I'll check it and get you those numbers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And sorry, I just wanted to apologize that we're talking about food. My stomach started growling real loud over here.
I
so-
thought that was a phone.
That wasn't the phone, it was my stomach. So if
Phone was
anybody heard
vibrating.
that, I apologize. I know Skip did because he started laughing. So I'm sorry.
Well, one more time with Great Western Dining. On the invoice for Great Western Dining, when I process the invoices for my department, I have to break them down into congregate and home delivered for payment. The first invoice was for $11,956.79, which did not reflect the whole month of August. The invoice for September was for $19,112.04, which was for the whole month. So going forward, it should be closer to the September invoice. When you get the financials, it will be broken down into congregate for $8,009.90, home delivered $11,102.14, for a total of $19,112.04. So did that answer your question, Mr. Bolt?
Yes, because I believe last month, when we looked at it, there were 2 payments, but that wasn't the total amount, so I was just curious as far as, again, with the budget adjustment, what we're looking at, and I need to have accurate figures, total numbers. So we'll have to look at that a little better, but I appreciate that.
Just based off those numbers, you're looking about $240,000 a year, simple math, so, I mean, and there, you said the state covers 217, so that's, I mean, that's not much out of our time. And if you're getting surveys like this, I mean, for the most part, on the quick read I did, most people seem not overly exuberant about it, but most of those people, I don't know if they get overly exuberant about anything. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, and then, like I said, that was my take,
Right.
but I did talk to some people there, and some people weren't satisfied,
Right.
you know, so I said that could be other people that are on the list that put their data in here too.
Right.
So, but I mean, it's right now you're in kind of a position where you're trial and error, trying to find out if we like it or not. And I said, trying to talk as many people as possible over there.
I'm just impressed at how many people actually filled out the survey, if she got those kind of numbers. If we get those kind of people to vote, we'll have a freaking election this year. Yeah.
Well, there you go, there's a topic for all of your campaigning right there. Better meals.
Any other questions?
Any questions? Okay, thank you for your report, we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll skip the next item, so it's gonna bring us to our public hearing. Oh, excuse me. Oh.
I'm fairly new to your community, but my name is Ken Randolph. I've only been here a year. I've been going to the Senior Citizen Center almost every day, if possible. And you need, as much as I like Miss Faith wherever she went, the surveys that she gets are only the ones that they woke up and turn in. Need surveys on every table, because all I hear are verbal complaints. Not, maybe some it's not going and writing them. My wife does, I know that. If she wants to look at those, she's got those. And I don't fill one out separate from her, but I could. But all I hear, if you want to ask Tim, all we have are verbal complaints about 85 to 90% of the time about the food. It's either cold, it's inconsistent, there's not enough there, it's something nobody wants to eat. Just like today. Now, today I love stuffed bell peppers. Stuffed bell peppers usually are cut at least in half. I got a piece of bell pepper about that big. Now, that's not the kind of bell pepper you want. I'm just here, I'm gonna complain. If you wanna hear complaints, I'll complain. If you wanna talk to Tim,
Well, we got a 3-minute deal, so make it quick.
I'll stop. I'll go away, but I just wanted to.
No, we need to hear them.
Okay, a lot of it is also to, Ken's right, a lot of it has to do with it's a new program, okay?
Okay.
There's people out there, we know who they are, that do not like new programs. They don't like the 5 days, they want to go back to 3. Also, okay, I tell the people who complain about the taste of the food and everything else. Portions, yeah, the portions are getting a little better, but sometimes, like today, they're bad. Okay, I will agree. But a lot of the stuff is, there's no flavor in the food. You know, and I keep trying to tell them, since I'm retired military and I'm retired federal civil service, you know, I've been around the world, it's institutional food. You have to cook what you cook. There can't be any seasonings in it, there can't be this in it, there can't be that in it, so it's plain Jane food. I tell them, you want to get seasoning, bring your own. But outside of that though, you know, and I keep telling people, come in and try. There's people, they're not coming back, they don't like it, boom, they'll never walk back in the doors.
If it's institutional food, fine.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to question us about it, don't question us, but if you question
And I
it,
have
I'm
gone,
going to tell you.
I have gone personally to Faye and everything else, and she is working, as far as I know, hard to try to improve it and everything else. And I know that we have this trial period. The only thing I'd hate to see going back to 3 days. Because we do get the same people, the people that have been there for the 3 days a week, we get them 5 days now. You know, and there is the camaraderie, there is the, for the seniors, and the seniors need camaraderie. We need to talk to people because we don't work anymore, so we're not around people anymore. We sit home and we got nowhere to go, you know. But I'm hoping the food will get better, and I'm hoping the portions get a little better. Yeah, my stuffed bell pepper was about yay big around, even though I got a whole pepper without the top. But it was about that big around and about yay high.
But the thing is, we need your input to
Absolutely.
Yes.
make it better.
And that's why I
So,
stepped
and
in,
that's great.
and that's
So we
why I'm
appreciate
stepping up
that.
here with Ken
Yeah,
to back him and let you guys know, and I've told you,
Yep.
Senator,
Yep.
you know, personally, what I feel and what I think,
And-
which I'm saying that
and
now.
that's why I said, I appreciate that very
Yeah.
much. And I know there's other people that feel the same way as you gentlemen.
Yes,
So, but we need to hear that to be able to do something about
Like I
it.
said, I don't know how much Faith can do about it, and I'm sure she's trying. I
Mhm.
definitely don't wanna say anything against her. However, it sounded like her survey is only on a few pieces of paper that she gets turned in. Every table should have them on the
I
survey
agree,
there.
they should,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So at least people will see them and maybe turn in more of them.
And maybe that's
Whether it's
something that we
good,
need to do. We need to
whether
put them at
it's good or
each
bad.
individual table,
Well,
so.
just like today, at our table, there was a young lady who, had a complaint about the handicap push buttons on the doors. The ones they have on the east side of the building works when it wants to work. There's nothing for the west side of the building at all, and there's a lot of parking over there on the west side. There's no handicap push button, and she complained about it. I says, go over to that brown box on that table over there, fill out the paper, and turn it in.
Well, and I see the city manager making notes, so, we can take and see about getting that addressed also.
And on that, a positive side of that, I'm glad that the lights in the parking lot on the east side are now working. Because like tomorrow night, we have game night, okay? So we're there until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Maybe 11, you never know. No, but no, we're there after
At
dark.
least they'll let her not do.
Now I'm cranking a little. No, we're there after dark. The parking lot.
Dark's at 7 though. Dark's at 7. So you sure it's 9?
It could be 10. You know, Mike,
Let's
I like to.
let's go back to the food. Let's go back to the
Anyway,
food.
no, the food, yes. Well, I'm giving positive.
I understand.
But anyway, the food, yes, I hope it seemed to be getting a little better, and I hope it continues to get better, and I hope you guys support the program and do what you can to help us with the food.
So what you're telling me is what I saw here may not be an accurate representation of the way a majority of people feel at the deal. Okay,
Correct.
Fair enough.
Correct.
I'll say, ought to be surveys on every table,
Yeah.
so they'll at least see them.
Okay.
Well, city manager, I'll recommend just every once in a while, do third party out and just get one of your staff members, show up and do a quick survey. And that way, there's no, it's no, she's doing something and somebody else is doing something, that way
That'd
we
be
get
great,
it.
a survey rather, there's lots of times you can eat with us, that's great.
I would love to see all of you eat with us.
I do.
Now, I know.
I'm not that old
Several
yet.
times. Huh?
Not that old yet.
No, well, you can eat, you can still eat there.
Okay.
You don't have to be just a senior to eat there.
Okay.
But we would love, the seniors would love your representation there,
Anyway,
especially the
I
mayor.
thank you for my time. You can let Tim keep talking.
I
Thank
got
you.
all my life.
We appreciate it.
We have
Your
a
input.
short meeting tonight, so.
All right. Okay. All right. All right, that brings us to our public hearing. Ms. Shannon, are you going to conduct this?
I'll get it going here.
All right.
Okay, this is the public hearing for ordinance 613, which is for the PTA for funding for TV's Brew and Barbecue project through the New Mexico Economic Development Department. It's for $150,000. They've already received, or they've been awarded $20,000 from the LEADA funds. And so tonight is a new PPA ordinance for the $150,000 from the state. And I asked Evelyn if she would say a few words about this.
Just a brief summary on this project for the new community members that are here for today. This project, we've been working with Terrell Dunlap for the last 9 months in the state of New Mexico. $170,000 will go towards this project, like Shannon mentioned. 150 of it will come from the state economic development fund, and then the 20 will come from the local LEDA. These funds will be dispersed in metrics. As he meets his metrics on the project, he will be it's a reimbursement process. He has to spend it to get it back. And so he is on the hook once he signs these contracts. It is a contract for 5 years. The state of New Mexico will transfer $150,000 to you directly, and it will be our responsibility to get the receipts and then do the reimbursements for this project. He is potentially will have up to 10 employees within the 5 years. It will be a great addition on the south end of town. It's on a vacant building. Been vacant for over, I believe, 5 to 7 years. So it's gonna make a great addition. We've spoken to the new property owner. It's gonna look really nice in that area. It's gonna spruce up that part of town. I mean, we know the majority of the development is going on the north end, but that will be a great addition on your way on the south end of town. Any questions for us? We've done all our due diligence. We've done everything that we potentially can, and the state of New Mexico has 100% approved this project.
Where's the samples at?
Well, those samples will come later. He's gonna have a manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution, but are also gonna have a retail location in the front. So once the retail location goes up, if you plan on barbecuing, or it could be one of a one-stop shop where you can come pick up your steaks that are already pre-seasoned, or pick up any type of condiments, he will have all that there ready for you to start grilling. So, any other questions?
Questions? All right, thank you, Evan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. If anyone has a comment they would like the commission to hear, I ask that you step forward to the podium, and then you will be recognized. And I didn't know if you were moving or not, so okay. No, not you.
Oh, I thought you were with that.
All right.
Give it 60 seconds.
Terrell, if you have anything you want to say, it's not required, but you are welcome to also. Just happen to have some, all right.
Yeah, I've been practicing my speech all day. So.
All right.
So I'm glad you asked me to say it. So, Mayor Roberts, Commissioners, the New Mexico Economic Development Department, and the residents of Lovington, New Mexico. Thank you so much for this opportunity. We appreciate your support and the trust that you placed in TD's Brew and Barbecue. We are committed to driving results. Lovington has been my home for 43 years, and it's an honor to build something here that gives back to my community. This project is a reflection of what I believe the people of Lovington, New Mexico stand for: hard work, resilience, and pride. We're currently putting this opportunity already to work. As I speak here today, we are in the early stages of research and development with 3 new client brands, preparing to bring their products to market, all of which will be among the first products manufactured in our new Lovington facility. Only one of these brands is actually based in New Mexico. This project is about creating jobs, expanding opportunity, and improving what it means to buy local, shop local, and manufacture local. Lovington, New Mexico will be represented on every label we ship out, and TD's Brew and Barbecue will represent this city with pride, integrity, and uphold the highest of standards. Thank you. My future team members and I, we're ready to make Lovington proud. Thank you.
I bet he had Scott when he said local.
Yeah. Well, Terrell, we just want to express that we're happy that we're able to help you in this endeavor, and we're proud of you for making this dream, coming up with this dream, and then pursuing it. So we wish you all the luck, and we hope that Lovington becomes well known for any and all of your seasonings and a few other items that I'm sure you have for us down the road. we won't hold this long. If anybody else has anything to say, I ask that you come forward now. I see no one jumping
Roll
up.
with
Ms. Shannon, unless you have anything further, I believe we can close the hearing. All right, sounds good. I officially close the hearing, and this brings us to our action item.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to, for approval of ordinance 613, PP&A of funding for TD's Brew and Barbecue Project for the Economic Development Funds of $150,000.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second for the approval of this ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing none. Shannon?
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for resolution 2025-081, approve street closure of Avenue K from 6th to 7th Street on October 30th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Yours? Okay.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, Mr. Trey Williams is here from the high school. They're requesting to close Avenue K for trunk or treat on October 30th between the hours of 5 and 6:30 p.m. If there are any questions, he can address them.
Is that 6 or is that 5th?
That's 6.
No, 6.
6 goes to the south?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. I went to school.
And then 7th is the one right there.
Right there, it goes back to the north?
Yes.
They're just closing off that parking lot area then, so you're just.
Pretty much, and the street.
Okay. That was very friendly, sorry.
All right, any further? That's good. All right. Shannon?
Commissioner Bowe,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo.
Yes.
On October 24th, 2025.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second for approval of this street closure.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioner, permission to close AM for setup and 8 PM between Main and Love. So we wouldn't lose any traffic on Main Street or Love Street. It would just be on Sandy Brito is here from the county. If you had any questions about the event or the closure.
All right. Any discussion? Any questions?
Emergency vehicles or anything like that.
As long as we got Maine and we got Love, we can go around.
Okay. All right. Hearing no further discussion, Ms. Shannon?
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
Commissioner Bowe,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Commissioner Gandy.
Yes.
All right.
I don't pay the bill.
I know. Commissioner Trujillo, would you do the
Yeah.
honors?
Make, make the.
You know how to
motion
pay the
where
bill?
Heck, no, man, I'm not paying the bills, man. I don't like paying the bills. I'd rather somebody else do it, that way it falls back on them, man. I make the motion that, we approve, accounts payable.
Second.
All right, motion second, please. All right. Take a few minutes, go through items.
Talked to our city finance, our city manager, and our HR after we leave this session before we go into closing.
Okay, all right. I understand your request. All right, Ms. Shannon?
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Mayor Roberts,
Yes.
In case any left.
Okay. Yeah, Patrick, got me under.
I guess probably if we have an opportunity after the meeting.
And that's what I, exactly what
I misunderstood, I thought
I'm
you
sorry.
meant in between.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
too.
was
No,
confused
no,
there,
no.
so.
Okay.
No.
On paying the bills? Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Shannon? Okay, well then let's move on to closed session.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion Going to closed session pursuant section 10-15-1 NMSA or lease of real property.
Need a motion? I have a motion and a second to proceed into closed session. Thank you.
Yep.
We don't have to, but
All right, here we go. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion going back into regular sessions. Matters discussed in the closed session were limited to those specified in.
No, hearing no discussion. Shannon?
Commissioner Gandy,
Yes.
Commissioner Trujillo,
Yes.
Mayor.
Are exhausted, we are adjourned.
Yes, yes, we are exhausted.
Okay.